But is this as big as it sounds?
I think it potentially is. I mean, it's very early days. So basically, they've discovered that if they use the same technology that they use for COVID, and they use some mRNA, which is a messenger part of DNA, they take your particular cancer, they biopsy it, they take some of the protein on your cancer, and they put it back into your cells.
How many people have you treated so far?
Well, we've had 10,009 clinical trials in humans so far.
And how many are cancer-free?
10,009.
So you have actually cured cancer?
Yes, yes. Yes, we have.
And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Revelation chapter 18, verse 23. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachah Kodash, and double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Haran coming back at you with a quick lesson, low willing to be edifying and uplifting and informative unto the elect. All right, and today is January the 25th, all right, 2025 AD. The hopeful year of our deliverance and the destruction and judgment on Esau. All right. And want to go into this article here, a couple of articles actually, but mainly focusing on this here that I came across. I was hearing about it a couple of days ago, but today the spirit kind of hit me a little different on how to attack this article. I want to go into it. All right. Article reads, Oracle boss pledges individual AI murder cancer Vanessas. Okay. And when I heard that and read that, I said, man, there's something sinister about this that we got to uncover. Okay. I'm going to read a little bit about this and then I'll go into the actual connection there. All right. It says Larry Ellison made an announcement at the White House as President Donald Trump unveiled a $500 billion AI infrastructure project. Okay. Oracle, right? The name Oracle is in there. And when you go into that word Oracle, all right, very interesting that they use these kinds of words, right? But the word Oracle says a message from a God expressed by divine inspiration through a priest or priestess. Okay. In answer to human inquiry, usually respecting some future event. Okay. So basically, a message, right? An oracle is a message expressed by divine inspiration, okay, to a priest or a priestess. Okay. And is normally regarding some form of future event. Okay. So we will be oracles. All right. Another form of calling a prophet will be an oracle, right? A medium of the Most High, so to speak, right? But and that's actually written in the book of Hebrews, I believe the 5th chapter, the 12th verse. All right, going into the oracles of the Most High. All right, but Oracle CEO Larry Ellison has announced that his company is developing an AI-driven approach to creating personalized cancer Vanessas. Okay, now remember the word oracle, all right, something that has to do with a future event. Okay, and he's saying AI is going to be, involved in creating personalized cancer Vanessas. Okay, why specifically cancer? We're going to find out. It says he highlighted that by utilizing artificial intelligence, all right, which is intelligence goes into the word demon or demonology, all right, and artificial is what? The artificer, one who creates something. So it's an artificial, meaning it's not natural. Okay, it's inorganic. All right, so they're creating an inorganic space in order for demons to inhibit, all right, these spaces. Okay, it says an Myrna Vanessa can be produced robotically in approximately 48 hours. That's 2 days. Okay, see how quick things are moving, right? A whole Vanessa can be created in 2 days. Something that prior to CV, it would take about 10 to 12 years for them to go through the testing, the trials, and all these different things and approvals. Right now, they're saying 48 hours. Like, what the hell's going on? All right. It says Ellison's remarks came as President Donald Trump hosted him and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, as well as CEO Masayoshi Son of the Japanese investment firm SoftBank at the White House on Tuesday to announce the launch of Stargate. Okay, that's another interesting choice of a name, all right, for some form of so-called infrastructure that they're trying to build. Okay, Stargate. All right, a gate is an entryway, all right, entry or exit way. Okay, and the star is going to celestial. All right, so Stargate, are they trying to say that they're trying to invite celestial beings, all right, through this AI stuff, like what CERN is doing or trying to do? All right, we'll see. It says a new initiative set to invest up to $500 billion in artificial intelligence infrastructure. Okay, when you actually go into that word infrastructure, all right, infra going into underneath or beneath something, okay, and the structure going into building materials, or however you want to look at it, like something that's built, like an edifice, okay. So our infrastructure, right, is basically the foundation, okay, the underneath the structure itself. Okay, they're investing $500 billion in artificial intelligence infrastructure. So the driving force, so to speak, all right, is going to be is what they're investing in, I should say. Okay, it says, welcoming the program, Ellison said that, quote, one of the most exciting things we're working on using the tools that Sam and Masayoshi are providing is a cancer Vanessa, end quote. He explained that the novel approach is two-pronged, with AI first being deployed to detect little fragments of those cancer tumors floating around in your blood sample. Messenger RNA, which is Myrna, molecules carry the genetic directions cells need to make proteins. On top of this early cancer detection, once we gene sequence that cancer tumor, you can then Vanessa the person. Design a Vanessa for every individual person that Vanessas them against that cancer, the tech executive stressed. OpenAI Sam Altman similarly predicted that, quote, we will be amazed at how quickly we're curing this cancer and that one, the heart disease, end quote. It says the U.S. president hailed Stargate, right? It's a form of worshiping, right? As a monumental undertaking, right? They believe that the Lord has blessed their undertakings. Okay, annuit coeptis. All right, in the Latin, it says, and a resounding declaration of confidence in America's potential that would create around 100,000 new jobs while ensuring the future of technology in the U.S. amid its competition with China. Okay. So again, you're hearing the boastful words, which that kind of pride is what leads to a fall. you know. It says, during Tuesday's event, Ellison stated that the first Stargate data centers are already under construction in Texas. Okay. Typically, they do these kind of things in Silicon Valley, which is in Cali, but they're doing it here now. Anyway, it says among Trump's first decisions in office on Monday was the reversal of an executive order issued by his predecessor, Joe Biden, in 2023 that aimed to mitigate AI risks. So he just come in and taking away the safety measures, right? All right. It says last week, MIT Technology Review reported that OpenAI, in collaboration with Retro Biosciences, a startup, had developed a new language model named GPT-4B Micro, interesting, which is specifically designed to help scientists extend the human lifespan. Okay, not really trying to extend no human lifespan. That's just a lie that they tell so people can allow this type of nonsensical satanic shit to go about. Okay, because we know since the start of time that when I say they, I'm talking about these so-called elites, their infatuation with immortality has always been a thing. Okay, all this efforts to have that control over populations, and not just that, but again, control over the resources of the earth. Okay, power to harness, to be able to harness the power of AI so they can create something known as artificial immortality, another AI. Okay, that's their goal. That's their plan. They're not trying to extend the lifespan of regular human beings. If that was the case, they wouldn't have agendas to depopulate. That's not the goal. See, when you know their agenda and you know the end goal, all this deceptive, conniving BS that they keep throwing in front of people, it just goes out the window because you're not even looking at that, because you know it's all BS. Okay, why would you want to use technology to help people have better health or create an environment that's going to extend human life when you're trying to depopulate the earth? Why would you do that? Right? It goes completely against their narrative, and that's why those of us who are in the know, this type of stuff is just like, okay, cool, just switch and move over to MOTB so we know what's coming. All right, we know what's coming, which is the destruction of this place. All right, so they're not trying to, scientists are not designing anything to extend human life or the human lifespan. Forget about that. Okay, it says the new technology has apparently enabled researchers to more effectively redesign proteins in a way that improves stem cell production. It says the latter play a key role in regenerative medicine as they are able to differentiate into various cell types, offering potential treatments for age-related diseases. Now, this is just, I'm just reading an article here. Just a disclaimer. Okay, I'm not giving any medical advice, clearly, as you can see. I'm not giving you no type of advice whatsoever. All right, I'm just reading for educational purposes only. All right, what you allow Larry Ellison to say, I'm reading what he says. All right, I'm putting the quotes in there as well so you know. All right, YouTube, so don't come after me. All right, anyway, the main reason why I want to go into this is also because I want to tie it in to something very interesting right now. Let's look up this word here. Let me see if I could pull up. What is... There you go, right here. Okay, what is predictive programming? Okay, predictive programming is the original name of a formal method for program specification and refinement, later called the practical theory of programming. Eric Henner invented this method. I don't want the AI definition. I want the actual definition. Let me find it real quick. The central idea is that each specification is a binary expression that is, predicative programming. I'm looking for predictive. That's what I typed in. Why are they giving me something else? Let's go right here. All right, predictive programming. It says predictive programming is a theory that the government or other higher-ups are using fictional movies or books as a mass mind control tool to make the population more accepting of planned future events. Okay? We read that again. Predictive programming is a theory that the government or other higher-ups are using fictional movies or books as a mass mind control tool to make the population more accepting of planned future events. Okay? And with this article we just read, they're talking about the cure for cancer. Okay? Now, let's read something here. Let me see. Shit. Okay. See if I can find what I'm looking for here. So I can. There you go. All right. So let's read something here. Now, we talked about predictive programming, right? The first movie that popped in my head was I Am Legend. Okay. And I Am Legend is a 2007 American post-apocalyptic action thriller film directed by Francis Lawrence. Lawrence, right? Larry Ellison. The name Larry is short for Lawrence. Okay. So very interesting. All right. Let's listen. It says, from a screenplay by Akiva Goldsman and Mark Protosevich, and starring Will Smith as U.S. Army virologist Robert Neville. Okay, loosely based on the 1954 novel of the same name, I Am Legend, by Richard Matheson. The film is set in New York City after a virus which was originally created to cure cancer. Okay, so these people are coming out saying they're going to use AI to create a Vanessa or a cancer, eradicating Vanessa. Okay, so that same concept by a guy whose name Lawrence, Larry. Okay, the guy who actually directed the movie I Am Legend, his last name is Lawrence. Okay, Francis Lawrence. All right. And when you go into that word Lawrence or that name Lawrence, it goes to, I believe, a bay or a bay of trees or a tree of bays or something like that. You know, a green bay tree is the first thing that popped in my head, right? I've seen the wicked spread himself as a green bay tree. Okay. So with AI, they're going to definitely spread themselves like a green bay tree. As a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. All right. Let's see. Is a book of Psalm chapter 37 and verse 35. It says, I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Okay, so all the stuff that they're doing with AI is them spreading themselves out, because it's not for a greater good for the population. They're trying to eliminate people, man. You know, but this is all leading to something, and I'm gonna get there, right? So let's keep going in the plot for I Am Legend. Okay, so it says it happens. The movie is set in New York City after a virus, which was originally created to cure cancer, has wiped out most of mankind, right? Leaving Neville as the last human in New York other than nocturnal mutants. Neville is immune to the virus and he works to develop a cure while defending himself against the hostile mutants. It is the third feature film adaptation of Matheson's novel following 1964, The Last Man on Earth, and 1971, The Omega Man. Okay, very interesting, right? Now, a couple of years ago, this is what the CDC brought out. Now, when you watch the movie I Am Legend, you know the plot, you know what happens when the people take the Vanessa, right? Not only does it wipe them out, but also it turns them into the ZOMBIEs, right? Now, let's go into this real quick here. All right. This is dated March 7th, 2021. All right. It says the CDC wants you to prepare for a zombie apocalypse. Yes, you read that right. All right. If zombies were to start roaming the streets, yes, we said zombies, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention wants you to be prepared. In the midst of providing guidelines on an unprecedented pandemic, the Centers for Disease Control updated its tips to prepare for another extreme occurrence, a zombie apocalypse. While the CDC says it began as a tongue-in-cheek campaign, it actually is a practical guide for any emergency, like hurricanes, earthquakes, or floods. Now, wait a minute. I thought the CDC was all about diseases. Why the hell are they worried about hurricanes, earthquakes, and floods? Isn't that something that FEMA is supposed to be worried about? So why is the CDC giving you guidelines on emergencies like hurricanes, earthquakes, or floods? It's very interesting, right? It says, quote, "You may laugh now, but when it happens, not if, but when it happens, you'll be happy you read this," end quote, the CDC wrote on its website. And hey, maybe you even learn a thing or two about how to prepare for a real emergency. So we have fake emergencies and then we have real emergencies now? Interesting. It says, so what would happen if zombies were to start roaming the streets? I mean, they are there now, but they don't look like zombies just yet. Oh, wait, you see. It says the CDC says it would conduct an investigation as it would for any disease outbreak and provide assistance to states until it could determine the cause of the outbreak and how it could be treated and stopped. The CDC listed guidelines to follow to be, quote, safer or safe than sorry, end quote. The first step is to prepare for zombies or any disaster. Create an emergency kit with essentials to last a few days. The kit should include a gallon of water per day for each person, non-perishable food items, medications, tools and supplies, sanitation and hygiene products, clothing and bedding, important documents, and first aid supplies, the CDC says. Next, you should create an emergency plan when a zombie or a hurricane is outside your door. You hear that? You see how they playing a game with? Or a zombie or a hurricane. What does the CDC have to do with hurricanes again? It says this includes identifying the types of emergencies possible in your area, such as a tornado or an earthquake. Once again, what does the CDC have to do with these kinds of so-called emergencies? It says to prepare for that situation and make a list. It says make a list of your emergency contacts. You should also pick a place to evacuate to and make an evacuation plan, which includes a designated meeting place for you and those you live with to regroup. This blog is especially relevant given the pandemic and last month's extreme winter weather in Texas that caused 4 million people to go without power for days. Now, isn't that an emergency? What was the CDC during that time? You see? It says Texans and its power grid were unprepared for freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall, leaving many stranded and helpless without power and water. Now remember that. You have people sleeping in their cars, turning their car on, dying from carbon monoxide, all kinds of stuff. It was crazy, right? It says the CDC blog, which was originally posted in 2011, received 1,450 comments, most of which praised the agency for its creative approach to disaster preparedness. Yeah, right. Quote, it presents a disaster in a manner that I can actually entice my family into discussion, and it will provide some assistance for any potential disaster as well, wrote commentator Sheila Bella. Sheila Bella. What kind of name is that? Sound like a made-up name, man. Sheila Bella. Stop. Quote, while I have yet to meet a zombie, I have been through a couple of power outages, another comment said. Read. Disaster experts seem to agree about the effectiveness of this campaign. Quote, I think it's great, John Selleck, a professor in the Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences at the University at Buffalo, told Yahoo Life. Quote, as we've seen with CV, disaster preparedness is crucial. Yeah, but nigga, disaster preparedness for what? Zombie apocalypse, nigga? What the fuck? That's two different things, bro. That's not, you can't prepare for a hurricane or a tornado or those kind of things like you prepare for a zombie apocalypse. Nigga, a zombie apocalypse has never happened before. There is no way you could prepare for something that's never happened before. Hurricanes happen all the time. You have safety measures that can counter that, you know, and still people die. So how much more damn zombie apocalypse? Scripture says a time like never before. Okay, men's hearts failing them for the things that they're going to be seeing upon the face of the earth, you know. So hey, we in for a crazy ride, man. And it's interesting because back in 2011, and I'm gonna put this in post production, the DHS held a exercise, right, where there was shooting so-called American citizens, but they were, dressed up like zombies. So what kind of training exercise was that? You know what I mean? Again, predictive programming. Okay. Now, there was another article that I saw. I might not go all into it, but let's just touch on it a little bit. All right. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. And it was going into how apparently there's news information that there's some type of deer zombie virus, and there's a chance that it could spread over to humans and shit. So I said, well, that's interesting that they gonna say that shit now, but we'll see. All right, let me see something here. There's a lot going on. There's a whole lot going on. Oracle and Microsoft are reportedly in talks with White House to buy TikTok because they want to control it. And who's behind these two companies? The Jays. Okay. Let's see. Scientists begin experimenting with subjecting AI to pain. What the fuck? Shit crazy. See if I can find him. Go to older posts. I just want to read just a little bit on that article just to see where it's going with this whole deer zombie virus thing that they were talking about. All right, Trump talking about he going to disband FEMA and all this stuff. Get rid of the IRS, nigga. That's the first thing you should be worried about. What do you mean? Do that shit first. All right. Look at this. A farm in Long Island has been forced to euthanize more than 100,000 ducks after bird flu, angry bird detected. Okay, so that's it. I remember we've been saying this. That's the trick they're going to take in order to wipe out the food. Okay. We got word that one of the animals got BF. Wipe them all out. That's how they're going to go with it. You see. Just going through finding just looking for the topic. I mean the article. See if I can find it. Should have had this before I did this video. I didn't think I was going have to look for it, but it's the spirit, so we'll find it. Maybe I could just type it in. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna type it in. I'm not seeing it here. All right. Let's see. So I can bear with me 1 second. Deer zombie. Shit, Canada? Oh. It says chronic wasting disease, CWD, also known as the zombie deer disease, is a fatal, incurable disease that affects deer and other members of the deer family. Symptoms: drastic weight loss, stumbling or lack of coordination, drooling, listlessness, excessive thirst or peeing, drooping ears, lack of fear of people. Whoa. So those are just some symptoms. And they're saying that that's a deer virus, deer zombie virus. And there's a chance that it's getting ready to spread to humans. So that's their excuse. Once they start giving a damn cancer, Vanessa, you're going to start seeing them start pushing that shit. Oh, the zombie virus is picking up, because they have done something to actually give people this gene altering, what they call mRNA, Vanessa. Okay, again, this is not a health video. So YouTube, just tread lightly. All right. But yeah, I think that should be it. But I wanted to bring that out because that was the first thing I thought about. You know, they said cancer Vanessa. I said, cancer Vanessa? Where have we heard this before? And I want to put this all in post-production, but we're entering into those times, man. You know, at this point, Esau is just coming out with it. He's not wasting no time. He's not sitting around, joking around. He's just coming in full-fledged, full force, you know, and we're going to see how this all plays out throughout the rest of this year, okay? But this is a book of, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 14. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Right, so going to the miracles and then also their sorceries, back with what we read in Revelation 18. That's how, and of course through deception, that's how these devils are trying to establish themselves into this so-called New World Order. Okay, so Revelation 18, going back down to verse 23. All right, now I want to highlight that word sorceries because it all makes sense now. Okay, read that back real quick. It says, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. It says, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Okay, and when you go into that word sorceries, okay, I believe it's the word pharmakia. Let's just make sure. Yup, pharmakia. Right, it says the use or the administering of drugs, poisoning. It says sorcery, magical arts, right? MAGA. Okay. Marina Abramovich said that Trump is like the magician, you know, that nigga that's gonna really kick things into gear, right? Magical arts often found in connection with idolatry and fostered by it. Okay, using you having this AI thing, all right, to administer all these drugs and shit. I told my within 48 hours you could get the whole thing done. That's crazy. Okay, it says a metaphor for what? The deceptions and seductions of idolatry. Okay, witchcraft. All right. So your pharmaceutical companies, they're all into witchcraft, man. Pharmakia. Okay, it's all witchcraft. All right, they do all kinds of satanic seances onto that shit, and they put it right in your face. Okay, ultimately to cause death. All right, that's why they always have that the death symbol. You know, they masquerade it like it's a hazard symbol, but it's really a death symbol. Okay. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it off there. Lowell, and you were edified and informed. All right, I hope the connection made sense. All right, of course, after post-production, you should be able to see the correlation in the videos that I'm gonna put up there, you know, from real life and then from the movies, again, going back to predictive programming, that they show you all these things ahead of time before they actually roll out these same things that they show you in the movies in real life. Okay. So, Lowell, you are edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash, the water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. And until next time, Shalom.
And it's only going to get worse until people wake up. And you will wake up one way or another. You may wake up when the drones are flying down the street and the big trash trucks, robot-driven, are pulling up and getting the dead bodies, and your wife and kids are dead, and for some reason you're immune to the new virus, and you're sitting there with the electricity off and no food, and half the city's dead. And just know that often luxurious places, that people like Zuckerberg will be in their bunkers while we're all dying. But our people are everywhere, and they're watching the enemy. And when we all jump on their private jets this week, next month, a year from now, whatever it is, and the private airports are full of all the establishment and their minions loaded up with all their crap, flying off to their armored fortresses, that's another key to know when they're about to pull the trigger on a new bioweapon or a nuclear war. But after the dust settles, we know where to get the medicine and food we need as survivors, don't we? And that's what matters at the end, is we will get these people. I may not be around for it, and a lot of you won't be around for it. But don't get on the bus when they tell you they're relocating you for your safety when all the food and energy's off. As you go to that forced labor camp, you ain't ever coming back. This is how it works in history. Happens all the time. People forget freedom. They don't stand up for themselves, and the tyrants take over. And they don't just not care about you. They hate you. They want to hurt you. I always hear, oh, the New World Order doesn't care about the people. Oh, the Democrats don't care. Oh, they do care. They love partying and taking drugs and getting their hair done and flying around on private jets while your kids are all locked up in the house with you and you're going bankrupt. They enjoy hurting you. It makes them enjoy their lives so much more. And hey, only people you got to blame is yourself, right? I mean, I'm not saying you're to blame. They obviously are the really bad people. But hey, I get it. You know, a lot of fun stuff, a lot of movies to see, a lot of concerts, a lot of, let somebody else handle that. Well, the New World Order is going to handle you. And they're making their move. And you're like, well, they'll never get away with that. I mean, this is America. Have you looked around, boys and girls, at where we are and how fast things are going downhill?